Hey guys, just another INFJ recording. I'm sorry, the lighting is really bad, but whatever. Let's talk about what the narcissist can teach us. I've made videos on narcissism before, and I've told you how to deal with them. But let's explore it more. So what do narcissists teach you? They have to have a function or a role in existence, or else they wouldn't be here, right? So I know it's really easy to like point the finger and go, oh, they destroyed my life. Did they destroy your life? In one way they did, but in another way they've also liberated you. So it's easy to just look at one side of the coin and play the victim card, but on the other side of the card there's victory. So what are narcissists? Narcissists are parasites. They like to use other people to fulfill their needs, whether it be emotionally or physically or mentally, maybe even spiritually. They use people, and if you allow them to, and the key words here is if you allow, because you choose in every moment what you will allow, what you will not allow. If you allow them to, or you choose to participate in a relationship with them or enter into a connection with them, there's actually some really valuable things that can be learned, and a lot of valuable tools that can be garnered through these interactions. So let's explore that. So narcissists are parasites. They use other people to fulfill their needs. They use other people as, I want to say, like energy source to sustain themselves, because they don't know how to sustain themselves. It's kind of like a mosquito. A mosquito has to suck your blood in order to, reproduce. Flies are parasites, but their role in life is to feed off of the like decomposing things in this world in order to clean it up. So if you want to, this is a really bad analogy, if you want to look at a narcissist as a fly, it's kind of like enter your life to kind of like eat away at all the bad habits that you've been participating in. You know what I mean? It may not be clear to you from the beginning, because they do inflict or seem to inflict a lot of pain and harm and chaos in your life, but isn't that how you learn like your most how do I say, rewarding lessons is through pain. It's not through pleasure. Pleasure actually, I feel, holds someone in place. It prevents them from moving forward. It makes you comfortable. It becomes addictive. But pain, and it depends, on your threshold. If you can, if you have a high threshold for pain, you probably encounter these people many times over before you realize what their role in your life is. It's to eat away at the toxic junk that you've been accumulating, the toxic junk that you've been kind of like holding on to, because if you think about it, like when you're codependent, you have a lot of bad habits too. You're like depending on other people to fulfill your needs, and it's not a healthy way to operate in this world. And so you encounter the narcissist, who is basically on the same frequency as you in the opposing spectrum, and you guys teach each other valuable lessons, and they basically teach you what you will allow, what you will not allow, what you deserve, what you don't deserve, how to set healthy boundaries, how to speak your truth, how to walk away, how to let go. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can pin a lot of like stuff on the narcissist and play the victim card and say, this and that, but ultimately they're allowing you and assisting you with the cleansing process. And then once you come to the realization of your value and your worth, what you will allow, and what you will not allow, and what you deserve and what you don't deserve. Once that cleansing process is complete, then you most likely won't attract narcissists. And if you do, you will be more adept at picking up that they are narcissists, and then you just kind of walk away from the connection. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, everything in life has its role, its purpose, and that is the role and purpose of the narcissist. So instead of I'm not saying to exonerate them, but you should be thankful that they entered your life, because they actually put you in a really awkward position to hurt, and to a point where you just woke up one day and said, I don't want to hurt like this anymore, and I don't deserve this anymore, and I'm better than that. You know what I mean? And I can start my healing process, and I can start adopting habits that will help me to fulfill my own needs, so that I can become a holistic human being and function in a more healthy way. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you, narcissists. Surefire way to how do I say, identify these people straight up. They're very charming. That's so if you come across someone who's super duper charming, not saying that all charming people are this way, but I feel like that's one thing that you should be aware of. Somebody who's super charming. Look for other things. Look for things like they seem to have a lot of commonalities with you, because they're really good at manipulation, at the art of manipulation, of telling you what you want to hear. And so if you haven't learned how to fulfill yourself, you're gonna be trying to find someone to do that for you, and they fit the part perfectly, almost, especially in the beginning. Now once they got you, I mean, they start turning your world upside down and making it pretty nightmarish for you. But yeah, so if they're charming, if you guys seem to connect too quickly, and it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Just like anything, guys, on the surface it might appear beautiful, but when you get to the core, it's like, is it still beautiful or is it rotten? What else? Yeah, they just kind of, they're not consistent. In the beginning they'll seem consistent, but once you pass a particular phase, you'll notice inconsistencies, how they only show up when they need something, but if you need something, they seem to disappear. Or their words don't line up, so they're telling you stuff like, oh, I don't know, they're probably just feeding you all kinds of BS stuff, like, oh, you're my friend and I care a lot for you, or whatever they're feeding you. I mean, just be aware, just be aware. They're probably just, like I said, using their expert skills of manipulation to just kind of lure you into their trap or your demise. You know what I mean? And like I said, I think in the beginning, we are easily fooled. It's easily fooled to, succumb to that, to finally feel like you found somebody who actually is interested in you as a person, and somebody who proclaims to understand you, somebody who seems to fit the bill. It's not necessarily true. I came to the conclusion that, and this may not be applicable to everyone, but I think the quiet and humble and service-oriented people are probably the most genuine, because they're not talking themselves up, they're not talking you up, and they're not trying to prove anything to you. And if you're quiet enough and observant enough, you can see them, but most of the time you can't see them, because the extroverts or the narcissists are too busy trying to get your attention, so they can try to find another energy source. That's all they use people for, is an energy source, a source of currency to meet their needs. And currency is not just money, people. Currency is your energy, your time, time spiritual currency. Think of it in those terms. Not just money, like paper money. Think about your time as currency, and your soul currency, your investment. Who are you investing it into? Who are you like investing in? What are you investing in? Is it worthwhile? Is it, like feeding you, or is it draining you? That's another sign. If after the initial phase you feel like these people are draining you and you feel super confused too. Like, you shouldn't have to feel confused if a connection is authentic. You shouldn't have to, there shouldn't be any confusion. In fact, there will be a lot of peace, a lot of satisfaction, a lot of clarity, honesty, not just like bullshit. And they're so good at spitting bullshit. Anyways, if you learned something cool, if you didn't learn something cool too. But thank you, narcissist, for showing me who I am not, what I need, what I don't need, and what I deserve and what I don't deserve. I don't deserve being mistreated and lied to and used, not at all. So once you figure that out, I swear to God, everything shifts 180 degrees or whatever, and you stop attracting them into your life because you've learned the lesson. It's funny. So I've looking back on my life, I've encountered some really gnarly narcissists, and it's funny. Because we can see through them. They hate that shit, and then that's once they know we're onto them, they'll try to mess up your life, and they do some damage if you perceive it as damage. For me, I thought it was liberating. I'm finally free of these parasites, and I can actually breathe, and I can actually live, and I feel lighter. But I've come across, I'm not gonna lie, I was partially fooled by some other individuals that entered my life, but because I am accustomed to what I've gone through, I can apply it in my interactions now, and I can spot it way more easily, and I can release the connection way more quickly now that I am informed. Anyhow, you have a beautiful day. Blessings to one and all. Amen.